Hey guys, so in this video, we are going to learn how to make a monogram like this. It's my new logo for Design Express. Basically just a D and an E mixed together. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our own D. A pretty simple one. Just make a rectangle. We're going to give it a no fill and a stroke of maybe 5. I think 5, maybe 6 is good. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our the direct section tool, and then grab these 2 points and pull them as much as you can, and then you get this. Now we're gonna make like the E part of it, and we're gonna try to make it like as even to the end of the D as we can. Make sure you hold shift so it is a perfect vertical line. I think that big is okay, and maybe move it back. Maybe I'll turn down the stroke to 5. And what you do now is we're gonna make those points of the D, or whatever you would call them. So make sure you're holding shift and make them come out. The 2 bottom ones should be done first, and they should be the same size. I mean the one on the top and the bottom, but then the one in the middle should be smaller because that's how the E is drawn usually. It's like that. And since it's starting to get a little bigger than the one in the actual picture that I made, I'm just gonna make the D bigger. Make sure it's still on 5 stroke, and like align it with it as well as I can. And sometimes it'll be too big. So just fix it. Scaling. And all of that. So I think that's good. I'll just use my direct selection tool to move some of these in and move some of these out. So like that. So now that we have basically the basics done, I'm going to grab these. I'm just gonna move it back a little bit, and I'm gonna object expand. Make sure it doesn't have a fill is not checked. And then with my shape builder tool, I'm gonna connect this so the E is 1 full letter, and then we're gonna do the exact same thing with the D. No fill, press OK. And since already connected, you don't really need to do that. Now I want to make these little spaces. So what I'm gonna do is wherever these connect, which is like whenever these intersect. So like right here, kind of. I'll make a small rectangle. Make sure it's not too big, because when it's too big, it kind of starts distracting from the actual image. It doesn't look correct. Make sure you zoom in a little bit so you can get it correct, like in a good place. Scale it as much as you want, and to see like the demo of what it's gonna look like, make it white so you can see that's how the spacing is gonna look. And I think that is a good size. So I'm just gonna move on to the other parts of it. I'm gonna hold Alt so I can duplicate it, and I'm gonna put it over, down. I didn't want to rotate it. I don't know why I keep doing that. Over right here. And you can even think like, hey, like, so these ones are faced horizontally. So you can think like the ones that are faced horizontally will be the ones that are the ones that interfere with the D, and then the ones that are faced vertically would be the ones that interfere with the E. And I think we're only gonna have, we're gonna have 2 of those, the ones that do stuff with the E. We will have hold shift so you can not while rotating it, so you get a perfect vertical. Oh god. Since the D isn't like rounded, since the D is like almost perfectly rounded, you can't really get like a place where like at each corner you can eliminate part of the shape to make the monogram. This is probably the best thing or way to be doing it. Like that, okay. Oh, whoops. I just noticed that I forgot to hold Alt all the way, so I eliminated the thing at the bottom, so all you need to do is press Shift while rotating it. Make sure you're also pressing Alt when you're duplicating. It's like all the way, because if you don't all the way, then it's going to stop and think that you're just dragging. Whoops. To make this like a full shape and make it so there's not like white rectangles just around, what you need to do is you need to hold Alt and then click on the like drag through the areas with the shape builder tool, and it basically just eliminates it and everything behind it too. And that's why you have to expand it, because if you didn't, then it would think it's a stroke and then keep going inward and stuff. So it has to be a fill, so it thinks that that's a complete outline and it's a complete shape. And then now all we need to do is just keep dragging, kind of. Not like that, just drag through the whole shape. Boom. And then you think maybe the stroke isn't enough, so then you can just add stroke. The spacing won't be as much, but yeah, and then all you need to do now is just boom, bam, bam, and then there you go. There's your monogram, and you can change the color. The reason another perk of the expanding it is you can change it the whole thing instead of having to change the stroke, like, and all that. Plus, you can add a stroke to it. So say I wanted that to be red, and then it's kind of a weird stroke because I added a stroke to a shape that was already expanded, but it's pretty cool that you can like double on a stroke, kind of. It's a cool trick. It even look like it's striped like this. If I made that black, and it'd look like that. That's pretty cool. I just like it solid, like. That's why I use, like, it doesn't feel like there's empty space. But if you do like it, maybe make this like a darker color, maybe like a darker blue. That still stands out. So like that, and then like fill it in with like white. So it's kind of like that. Maybe make it bigger. But yeah. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.